So, my friends, I'm down in Puerto Vallarta, and the reason I'm recording this on vacation is because I have just been talking to so many women, both in the States as well as down here. Many American women are down here, many Canadian women, and so many people are focused on what's happening in the economy. They're nervous about it, they're concerned about it. And I thought, what a great time to set some financial resolutions and really to start looking at the upcoming year, what we can do, even if the economy is not great, even if our businesses aren't doing that well, even if we have more expenses or different expenses or unexpected expenses. And so I just thought it was so important. And I thought the only way that I'm going to be able to get this done in time for you to be able to listen to it over the holidays or the new year is by recording it down here. So that's why the sound quality is a little bit different than in my recording studio, but I hope you enjoy this episode as much as I did preparing for it and coming up with the insight to help you on your financial journey.
Hi, my name is Annette Ba'u, your host of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast. I'm a certified financial planner and founder of the Millionaire Insider. For over 30 years, I have been advising and researching the top 1% of millionaires, and I am passionately obsessed with money, mindset, and the intersection of self-worth and net worth, and how the two connect and allow us to live fulfilled and wealthy lives on our terms. I'm a Midwestern girl who had a dream, began investing $25 a month 35 years ago, and today have a multi-million-dollar net worth. I teach the tried and true that only someone with over 3 decades of experience advising millionaires would know. This podcast is different, about much more than money. We talk about mindset, success, money blocks, worth barometer, and all aspects of money and topics from practical manifestation, along with real-world how-to and everything in between, with the goal of making your journey easier and more fun. Think of this as coffee, actually matcha tea, learning real-world common sense money and life advice from a BFF that you can start applying today. If you want to create a financially free life you love, you are in the right place, my friend. This is the Wealth Inside and Out podcast.
So today's free resource is our retirement plan checklist. You can go to themillionaireinsider.com/RPC and access it. You're going to love this free resource. It provides you an overview of the actions you need to take to avoid worrying about running out of money, so that you can ensure that you're going to live your life on your terms in retirement, and you're going to live the golden years versus the miserable broke years. We share insights in this free resource that many people don't even think of. And one of the most common concerns, especially with women, is running out of money. This guide is going to provide you the steps you need to take to start creating a plan so you can start enjoying your life and stop worrying about money. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/RPC. For today's show notes, you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/39. All materials and intellectual property are copywritten by themillionaireseries.com. The information is not intended to replace any advisor or specialist or to provide you any investment, financial, tax, retirement, or any planning or healthcare advice. All participants agree to hold millionaireseries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved. So let's dive into 10 rock-solid New Year financial resolutions. Heading into the new year is a great time to start creating resolutions for the upcoming year. It's also a perfect time to review your financial priorities, including your spending plan, a plan to reduce or eliminate debt, as well as a plan to pay off debt with higher interest rates first, if you have them. Having an investment analysis, looking at how your assets are managed. It's a great time to review your financial goals because financial wellness is often closely connected to your physical and mental health. So it's a perfect time to combine it into your other resolutions and goal setting. And it's fun, even if money or numbers aren't your favorite pastime. And we're going to do this together. So hopefully that'll help you. So let's look at some financial resolutions for the new year. Number 1, review your financial goals. Are they still appropriate? Has your risk level changed? Do you need to update your estate planning documents? Is saving for your second home still a priority? Are you now within 5 years of retirement, or do you need to reallocate your assets? You want to review your goals annually because this puts them forefront and gives you space to reassess them as your situation changes. The second one is to assess your spending plan. You want to start the year by reviewing your budget. And if you have money, in fact, most of them have money while they're working or in their pre retirement or even early retirement. It's just as they get older and they have a need for more money that a problem occurs. You want to confirm your average monthly income and verify it's accurate, and then separate out your expenses from needs and wants. What you really need to have, like mortgage, insurance, food, as compared to wants, like entertainment, travel, things like that. You want to identify financial priorities for the upcoming year to confirm they align with your goals. Now, it's an important time to review spending. The higher inflation has caused the cost of living to increase, leaving us less money after paying essential expenses like insurance, life insurance, utilities, and gas. Now, we're down in Puerto Vallarta right now. And it's so fascinating because my favorite thing to do while I'm sitting out looking at the ocean is to talk with people. And it's so interesting how people are talking so much about how inflation is impacting their money and how concerned they are. But it's still interesting that people continue to spend money. And so I think we've just got to all look at it. Yes, things have gotten more expensive, but we also want to look at how we're spending money and what, if anything, we can do to spend less so that we have more in retirement. All right, the third thing is check your emergency fund and consider investing in a higher yielding account. Always check guarantees and make sure that it's appropriate for your situation. An emergency fund can help keep you and your loved ones afloat if someone loses their job or there's a need for cash. You want to check your savings account balance and confirm you have adequate funds set aside for unexpected expenses is absolutely critical. Many experts believe we may see a slowing in the economy, so we need to make sure we're prepared. And while some experts recommend saving 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a safe liquid account, I prefer more. And the right amount depends on your situation and outlook on the financial markets. Now, I'm building a home, so I've got a lot of excess cash. But you just want to make sure you're looking at that. Not taking enough risk in your portfolio can be as problematic as taking too much. You always want to consult with a qualified financial advisor to make sure you've got the right risk level based on your situation. Number 4, pay off debt. So even if you are paying off credit card debt, start with the high interest rate cards first. It's amazing to me how many people are like, I'm paying off debt. And I'm like, is that the highest rate one? Oh, I don't know. You got to look into that. Now, if you're already good about managing debt, consider taking steps to reduce or even eliminate it. And if you need to consolidate it, depending on where you are, you may or may not need to do that. For example, if you're expecting a raise or a year-end bonus, consider using the extra money to pay off debt. And if you don't have an issue, maybe it's your kids or maybe it's one of your relatives, but encourage them to do it. They will be glad they did, and you will too, because they won't be asking you for money in retirement. If you have high interest-bearing credit cards and you qualify, consolidate them into a lower interest-bearing card. Reducing the number of credit cards you're using can simplify your financial life and reduce money stress, which is so important. It's a good idea to run free credit reports annually to make sure there are no loans in your name that you didn't take out. One of my friend literally took out a credit card in her name. And this was years ago. And it was funny because I knew both of them, but it was just crazy. And she did a credit report and found out, and it was just terrible. Fortunately, she caught it early enough that there was no damage. But can you imagine one of your so-called friends taking out a credit card in your name? It was really a terrible situation. 20 years ago, my husband and I became debt-free, and it was one of the best decisions, if not the best financial decision I've made. Financial peace is priceless. You simply can't put a number on it. So I encourage you to consider it. It's so nice not having debt, not having to worry about how to pay your bills. And here we are staying in this wonderful resort and around people who are spending a lot of money. And I listen to people telling how concerned they are about money. And I think, oh my gosh, that just has to be a horrible experience. So don't let that be you. Number 5, you want to save more and spend less. The magical financial freedom formula is to earn more, save more, and spend less. Saving for retirement should be a top priority for most of us. It's likely going to be the most expensive cash need we have. Now, if you have a company match on your 401k, this is called free money because your employer is giving it to you. All you have to do is invest a certain amount. And what this means is that when you invest in your company's retirement account, your employer will match your contribution. Many companies match 50% or 100% of your contribution up to a certain percentage of your earned income. If you qualify, fund an individual retirement account. In addition, consider increasing the percentage you are saving personally. So, some tips to curb spending, including making your coffee at home instead of purchasing a $7 latte from your gourmet coffee shop, or packing a lunch instead of eating out every day. Little things add up. And as I often share, I feel the little things wreak more havoc than the large purchases. Try to swap pricey hobbies to ones that don't cost a lot of money. Examples can include hiking, yoga, reading a book, or even just taking a walk around your neighborhood. There's a lot of things you can do, so consider them. Number six, you want to revisit your asset allocation and review your risk tolerance. Are you considering retiring within 5 years, or are you already retired? If so, you may need to reassess your risk. As you near retirement, you may need to lower the risk in your portfolio by moving into a more conservative asset allocation like fixed income, annuities, and bonds. Your investment mix should ideally reflect your various life stages and the savings goals associated with them. All things equal, which they rarely are, a rule of thumb some experts recommend is to subtract your age from 100 to determine your asset mix. For example, if you're 60, you take 100 minus 60, you get 40. The philosophy would be to recommend 40% in equities, mutual funds and stocks, if appropriate, and 60% in fixed income, bonds, annuities, etc. If your growth assets have increased significantly, then you may need to rebalance your overall portfolio. Remember, once you retire, you have less of an ability to handle losses or volatility or to make up for money that you've lost. So you got to be aware of that. You got to be really careful. All right, number seven, hire your advisory team. A financial advisor can guide you in setting up a financial plan so you can ultimately reach your goals. And this can help you access your risk and create an investment and retirement plan to secure your financial future. Regardless of where you are in your journey, your golden years in retirement are going to be here before you know it. You want to make sure that they're years you enjoy and not being broke or miserable like so many people are in their retirement. A qualified advisor can help you set and measure short-term and long-term financial goals and ensure you make progress towards a secure financial future. Also consider hiring a CPA if you don't have one, and possibly an estate planning attorney to help you set up your estate plan. Depending on your situation, you may need to hire additional members, but a financial planner, CPA, and estate planning attorney are a great start. And you always want to talk with a qualified advisor. Any type of person you deal with needs to be qualified, ideally registered, so they have a fiduciary duty. If you have a money mindset block, such as a belief you're not enough or that money is bad, you likely have a blockage. And a good money coach or a therapist can help you. But you got to be aware that a money coach or therapist or a financial coach is different than a qualified financial advisor. Also, you can take a course or read a personal finance book to learn more about how to manage your money and improve your financial literacy. Like just go to our blog, themillionaireinsider.com/blog. You can access all of our free resources there, or themillionaireinsider.com/podcast. All of those are going to help you. And then you can also go to themillionaireinsider.com/MMM for our money mindset mastery if you need a course. All right, 8, calculate your net worth. One of the best habits is to create an annual balance sheet. This can be helpful for a few different reasons. First of all, you can see how much your assets have grown over the year, which is such a motivator. It gets you focused on saving versus spending. You know, what we focus on expands. So let's get focused on saving versus spending. It helps you track your assets as they grow. I'm actually doing a future episode on finding money, but it's amazing what happens when we start paying attention to our money. Not only do we find money we didn't know existed, but we can also make sure that we don't forget about certain assets. A balance sheet helps you ensure you're on track to achieving your financial goals, including the amount of money you need to retire. It can also help you identify where you may need to reallocate assets. So it's really important. All right, number 9, update your estate plan. Remember that estate plan you did 25 years ago? Well, guess what? Tax laws have changed, and now it's a great time to update it. I want to share with you a real world situation. It occurred several years ago, and I said to my client, "Who's John Doe?" They replied, "Oh, he was our best friend, great guy, but it turned out he was an alcoholic and he spent most of his life in rehab. And after several years, we just kind of lost touch. He just could not kick his habit." And I said, "How do you feel about him making financial decisions on your trust?" I remember the wife goes, "What?" I go, "Yeah, he's a co-trustee if your partner dies." You've got to be aware of that. You've got to pay attention to those things, my friends. Estate planning consists typically of a revocable trust, an ILED, a last will and testament, as well as financial and medical powers of attorneys, and even a healthcare proxy. Sometimes you'll see a burial plan and other potential documents depending on the laws of your state, your resident state. All right, 10, review your insurance plan. Do you have the right type of life insurance? How are you going to fund the loss of income from Social Security when your spouse dies? Should you set up an ILED and put your insurance in it? All of these considerations are so important. And a lot of times I think people buy an insurance policy, they never think about it. And now all of a sudden they've got problems. Maybe they have estate tax issues, or they don't have the right policy, or they need more later on in life and they didn't think they would. All of those things are considerations. So just look at your situation and plan accordingly. So there you have it. So let's take a minute and recap on the 10 rock solid New Year financial resolutions. First of all, you want to determine how much money you need in retirement. That is so critical. Review your financial resolutions each year so that you can stay on top of them. This is going to help you ensure you're tracking them and that you can make changes while you have time. Most people think of New Year's resolutions as covering physical and mental health, such as a workout plan, diet plan, eating less junk food, mental health, including meditating once a day, drinking less or stop smoking, spending less time on social media. It's all about their mental and physical health, but what about your financial health? An annual review should be a top priority, just like your annual physical or things you do for your mental health. So just take note of that and make sure that you are putting your financial well-being up there with your mental health and your physical health well-being.
If you love the content of this podcast, please follow and subscribe to our channel so you get notified of episodes, and also give us a 5-star review and share a comment. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on taking another step to create a financially free life you love. If you're not sure about your financial future or that it's in order, or you are ready to stop worrying about money, or possibly the fear of becoming a bag lady, ending up broke in retirement, or you simply are ready to know your financial house is in order so that you can have a bright financial future, please go to themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. And that doesn't stand for non-sufficient funds. It stands for Next Step Finance. It's the next best step of what you need to do so you can avoid an NSF notice in your future. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. The number of women who were not broke or poor while working or married is staggering. The entire mission of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast is to ensure you have the information for you, your family, your friends, anyone who's willing to listen to it and apply it so that you can create a financially free life you love. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. Until our next episode, take one action that will help you create a financially free life you love.
I want to thank you so much for joining me for 10 rock solid New Year financial resolutions. I'm Annette Ba'u. All international copyrights are reserved. Bye for now.